Andrew Wiggins lights up the scoreboard with 27 points. Steph Curry follows with an effortless 23, and the Golden State Warriors demolish the Atlanta Hawks in spectacular fashion. But this isn't just a victory, this is a message to the league. The Warriors are back with a vengeance. A deeper roster. A sharper defense. And oh yes, a greedy Steph Curry eyeing his 5th NBA championship ring. Let's break it down. But this isn't just about points or stats, it's about the Warriors reclaiming their throne in style. Let's dive into Andrew Wiggins' night of dominance.
Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks visiting Steph Curry and the Warriors. Hawks coming off a close win in Sacramento on Monday. There would be no such luck in this game. Best shooter in the world, Steph Curry. Little head fake to get a clean look. Golden State leading by 6. Curry here, this is just nonsense. Falling. Might have walked. They're never calling that.
And the fall and a Convu was in the way.
It's fine.
So it turns out to be an and one for
Curry daps up the youngster. Oh my God, that's Steph Curry. You're the coolest kid in school. Warriors rolling. Andrew Wiggins all alone. It's a 25-point lead at the half. Dubs rolling in the third off the Atlanta miss. Curry again, outlet. Wiggins, 27 and 7 boards. Golden State up 31. Again, it's defense to offense. Curry going to pull from 3? No. Little bounce pass to Gary Payton, the second. Curry, 8 assists to go with 23 points. Golden State wins by 20.
And it's like, what we saw tonight from the Warriors wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. The gap between these two teams was enormous. Steph Curry delivered magic as usual, but even more astonishing was the total team effort that dismantled the Hawks. Andrew Wiggins shined, and Gary Payton I made the highlight reel. This wasn't just a win, it was a dismantling of Atlanta's hope, brick by brick. But here's the real concern: how did Atlanta fall so flat? Were they unprepared, or are we starting to see cracks in their team chemistry? Whatever it is, it's unsettling to watch a team unravel so drastically on the court.
Well, first of all, I look at this team and say, I didn't think they could ever get back to their roots as a top 5 defensive team in the league. And that's really where they were annually when they were winning championships and contending. I didn't think they'd get back there. They play really small lineups. They have made some nice additions, but for the most part, it's a lot of the same core we've seen over the last few years. So you don't typically see teams be able to crank it up to that level again. And the reason, Scott, they've been able to do it is because Steve Kerr is playing so many people. I look at this team defensively, and I just was out there and saw them against Memphis, and they're swarming, and they're fast, and they're switchable, and they have great communication, and they're fresh. I mean, this team is in first place in the Western Conference. No one is playing more than 29 minutes a game, including Steph Curry. And by the way, Steph Curry's numbers, by his standards, are pretty pedestrian so far this year. He's had some moments, but they haven't even needed Steph Curry to go for 32 a night to keep their head above water. This has a different feel to it. So it's been refreshing to watch, and it's surprised me, I think, that they've been this good defensively. And I think the rotation he's using took some flack for it at first. I think I was skeptical as well. It's working for them, particularly defensively.
This resurgence isn't just surprising, it's almost unbelievable. This team, written off by many, is defying all odds and reasserting itself as a defensive juggernaut. What Steve Kerr has done is nothing short of miraculous. Atlanta's collapse could have been a one-off, but the Hawks now look like a team in crisis. Can Trae Young's leadership hold them together, or are deeper issues at play? The Western Conference should be on high alert. The Warriors are not just back, they might be better than ever.
Tonight was really a great testament to the Warriors' resilience, because this game was a sleeper. The Atlanta Hawks came in; it looked like they shot their load against the Sacramento Kings. It was one of those games. They played extremely hard against the Kings, and they came in tonight, and it was really low energy in the building. So the Warriors did a great job staying poised. Yep. Defense was great. Made their free throws, like you said. Biggest number that I love, the adjustment, is the turnovers. Maybe got a little loose at the end there, but still 15 turnovers. Give up 7 points from those 15 turnovers. Did a great job in transition defense. That defense was spectacular.
Well, and I go back to, we used to hear the word connectivity. And Festus, you asked Mike Dunleavy pregame about Jerry Stackhouse and Terry Stotts.
Yes.
Right? So Steve Kerr, Terry Stotts, Jerry Stackhouse. Attention to detail, but the play is following through. with the professional effort tonight. You know, the Hawks didn't show up, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But it did not affect the Warriors' performance, and they made those adjustments from last game's loss right away, next game.
This wasn't just resilience, it was ruthlessness. The Warriors didn't just win, they imposed their will on a lethargic Hawks team that never stood a chance. But let's not get comfortable. If Golden State is this dominant now, what happens when they hit their inevitable rough patches? Will the depth hold? Will the rotations remain effective? The margin for error in the West is slim. For Atlanta, this game wasn't just a loss, it was an exposure. Their defensive gaps were glaring, and their lack of energy raises serious questions about their long-term prospects this season.
Sharing is caring, right? We know the Warriors are at their best when they're moving the basketball around. And in that first half, when they built their big lead, 21 first half assists.
Yeah.
They finished the game with 36 assists. So the ball was hopping around, and they lead the NBA with 30.5 assists per game, Fezzi.
I mean, Bonte, fundamentals is, for the Warriors, is going back to this easy ball movement. Steph Curry gets doubled, hits the big man, TJD. I mean, him, GP2, Kyle Anderson. I love this play. The great ball screen with TJD, with TJD and Draymond and getting the lob. It just seemed like they were really locked in offensively, getting the ball to exactly where it needed to be.
Yeah, you see so many of those clips that blow them by, these Atlanta defenders, to get to the paint to create either lob dunks. And once you get working in the paint, the threes open up. They made 47 field goals, 14 made threes. As you just mentioned, Bonte, they made their free throws and took care of the basketball. That's a total effort.
And Draymond Green nearly dropped to triple-double, 9 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. Again, Andrew Wiggins with 4 assists. Stephen Curry, we didn't hear much about him. A quiet 23 points, but also 8 assists, a quiet 23, right? The Hawks felt Stephen Curry. They felt his gravity. And really the Warriors, that first half was what the story was all about tonight. In the first half, 21 assists, as I just mentioned here. They shot the ball well, and they defended at a high level against the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to the Clippers and you feel like you let one go, especially with the turnovers and the free throws, those are things that the Warriors were really locked in on tonight. And it's all about progression through the season. Tonight, I thought
The Warriors' offense wasn't just good tonight, it was a masterclass. When they're sharing the ball like this, they're nearly impossible to stop. Atlanta looked like they were chasing ghosts. But this level of performance sets a dangerous precedent. Can anyone in the league match their pace, efficiency, and chemistry? Or are we witnessing a runaway freight train headed straight for the finals?
I think the start of the game set the tone. Lindsey Waters did a good job on Trae Young. Andrew Wiggins switched over there as soon as GP2 checked in. He picked him up 94 feet, so really kept him at bay, had no impact on the game whatsoever.
Andrew Wiggins stepped onto the court like a man possessed. The former first-round pick wasn't just playing basketball. He was reminding everyone why the Warriors paid the price for his talent. 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, efficiency on both ends of the court. Wiggins wasn't just good, he was unstoppable. And it wasn't just offense. Wiggins' defense on Trae Young was suffocating. The Hawks star was held to just 4 of 13 shooting, frustrated and ineffective. This is the Andrew Wiggins the Warriors need if they're serious about another championship run. But speaking of championship runs, there's one man who's been there, done that, and wants more, Steph Curry. And last night, he reminded us why he's the greatest shooter of all time with a shot that defied belief. Steph Curry, the magician, the anomaly, the legend, just when you think you've seen it all, Curry pulls out a shot that leaves you questioning the laws of physics. Falling sideways, hand in his face, somehow it swishes through the net. This wasn't just a highlight, it was a statement. It's not just his shooting that makes Curry special, it's his ability to inspire awe. That shot wasn't just 2 points, it was demoralizing for the Hawks and electrifying for the Warriors. But here's the thing, Curry isn't satisfied with dazzling. He wants dominance, he's hunting for his 5th ring, and he's not shy about it. Let's talk about that hunger, that drive, the greed that's propelling Curry and the Warriors forward. Greedy? Maybe. Ambitious? Definitely. Steph Curry has made it clear he's not done yet. 4 championships aren't enough. He wants to join the ranks of the NBA's greatest dynasties with a 5th title. And this season, he's playing like a man who won't settle for anything less. But it's not just about Steph scoring. His leadership is shaping the Warriors into a team that can win games even when he's not putting up 30-plus points. And that starts with their defense. So what's fueling this defensive resurgence? Let's look at the Warriors' transformation on that end of the floor. The Warriors were once the standard for elite NBA defense. But as the years passed, that identity faded. Until now. Steve Kerr's squad is back in the top 5 for defensive efficiency, and it's not by accident. It's about effort, communication, and depth. Draymond Green remains the anchor, barking orders and setting the tone. Gary Payton II, the Glove Jr., brings relentless pressure. And the entire team, from Curry to Kuminga, is locked in. This isn't just defense, it's a statement of intent. And when you combine defense with depth, you get a team that's not just good, but dominant. Let's talk about why the Warriors might just be the deepest team in the NBA. Depth wins championships. And this Warriors team, they're deeper than ever. No player is averaging more than 29 minutes per game. That's right, even Steph Curry is being managed to keep fresh for the playoffs. And the results speak for themselves. From Buddy Hield's instant offense to Jonathan Kuminga's versatility, this team can beat you in so many ways. The bench isn't just filling minutes, it's winning games, and that's what makes the Warriors so dangerous. They're not just a team, they're a unit. One that's ready to take on any challenge. So what does this all mean for the Warriors season? Let's wrap it up with some bold predictions. The Golden State Warriors are more than just contenders, they're a dynasty refusing to fade. With Andrew Wiggins stepping up, Steph Curry as hungry as ever, and a defense that's locking opponents down, this team isn't just looking to compete, they're looking to conquer. 1-1-3 is just the beginning. Will Curry get his 5th ring? Will the Warriors cement their legacy as the greatest dynasty of the modern era? One thing's for sure this season, they're playing like kings. And the NBA better take notice.